be banning similarly as how they did previously. It's going to probably be a Capital ban or a Montagne ban. Both operators very strong when used correctly, however.
Hmm.
So going to be interesting to see. I think it should be a Capital ban. No, it's going to be a Nomad ban. So let's say
Interesting.
might be looking for a lot of runouts. So would you have? Is that what something? Oh, Void. These guys have come prepared, no dilly dallying, and instantly it's going to be a Montagne ban.
Okay.
So as I said, it makes sense,
Yep.
especially on the kitchen bomb site that you
Yeah.
mentioned. It is a bomb site that a lot of teams in Southeast Asia prefer. So Montagne, one of the strongest operators over there, and then the standard bans, I think, is going to be Echo and either a Mira or a Montagne
Yeah,
for
probably a
Lassie.
mirror. Probably a mirror coming out from Lassie. Nomad being banned out is interesting because we normally do see either Avixis or Mizu playing Nomad, and that's because of the utility she brings. You know, she's got fantastic guns, great damage, great accuracy, good recoil control, and on top of that, the air jabs actually bring you a lot of safety. Mira being banned out called it here, and nothing too surprising. But Team Void banning out Montagne, probably because last week when they saw Daxam come in, they saw him play Montagne, and they were like, you know what, that's gonna be on the tables for them. Let's not give them that chance.
Yeah, and also just let's say they chose to be on the defense right now. So that choice to go on defense and the Nomad bans, they clearly have something planned, and I'm expecting to see quite aggressive play. So perhaps Sinred Nov, he's picking the alibi straight off the bat. So it's good gun, very low recoil, and then the Prismas and impact grenades 3 speed. So that combination is something I believe he's gonna try and leverage, but we'll have to see. Very interesting. The Bachelor is swapping off of Capital to the
Whoa.
IQ, given how strong Capital is, especially on a kitchen service attack.
I don't think they expect the kitchen service attack, but even if they didn't expect it and they
Yeah,
were
but
anticipating the theater, it's like theater, it's still a fantastic pick. But I suppose that's their loss. They prefer to play maybe the vertical game, take out some gadgetry.
the funny thing is, the only gadgetry that they really need to take out is Mizu's Valkyrie cameras.
And I suppose I mean, there's also the holograms.
ERC, yeah, ERC and Prismas, but really, are you really going to get fooled by them at this level? Not often. You might get him once.
Vixus has pulled it off before. He pulled it off against Arrowwolf
True.
on at
That is true.
the local LAN, and that was a bit funny to see. Although it didn't catch on camera, unfortunately. But anyway, so regardless of what it is, it's still a very interesting decision to be made.
What is that?
That's a very very nice camera spot by Mizu. I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, the thing is, at the pro league level, you need to start going for the unorthodox because the pro players, they're going to be checking all the default spots. So,
Yep.
a traditionally worse, quote unquote, worse
Whoa.
Valkyrie spot might actually yield dividends because
Yeah, and
it's simply unexpected.
Revex already inside the Sunrise bar, and they're not wasting time getting in there. So Void coming in their second week with a lot of aggression. They've spotted out Mizu. They know exactly where that Valkyrie is. But will they be able to capitalize on it as they push up? I'm not too sure right now. Bachelor is hanging around the the blue bar and actually has an angle into the kitchen. Not too sure if he's able to capitalize on it, but he's going to rotate around. He might actually get caught by this Valkyrie here. They don't really see him on the cameras, but Valkyrie sees him.
Oh, there we go. Mizu, he's taking out IQ, and that is the only operator who could have found his Valkyrie cameras with the scanner. Now, obviously, the rest of the team does have eyes, but given where he's placed his Valkyrie cameras, it's going to be hard for them to see these locations. The X-Kairos being blown away by the impact grenade there.
Yeah, so very interesting high angle being used by Jordan here. He's trying to cut off that rotation from the lobby. But Revek is really investing quite a lot into trying to get this wall open here. And he's gonna he's gonna get taken out. Syndronov getting a little bit comfortable and taking him for a little granted. I would not have tried that at all.
Yeah.
I mean
It's always risky.
Yeah. Peek and switch out with your oh my gosh, Lonely.
Great.
He
Yeah,
gets
he got him
down.
down, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna get down. He might be able to pick him up with a impact grenade, but he probably doesn't know.
Oh no, that is a double kill with the
so big.
C4. There are Valkyrie cameras in there, and Mizu gonna use them to full effect, throws out a C4, picks up Saber 2K as well, who was trying to get the Thatcher up, and Void's attack has just fallen to pieces.
Was that calculated? No, it wasn't.
Oh,
there we go.
definitely has to be.
Avixis peeks the hole and he gets taken out 2 weeks in a row now. He's gotta stop doing that, man.
Yeah, so bringing it back to 2v3, Void still can do this. They have to play the vertical game perfectly, but can't quite do it just yet. Time is ticking away. Very little left, only 30 seconds. Daxam's got his ERC on, so they're not even going to spot him on cameras.
Yeah, not at all. Daxam actually,
Oh, that is going to help.
yeah, it's gonna give him away a little bit. Jordan's gonna take a little bit of damage, has to actually vault out of there and try to take it from the outside now. They're gonna have to go for this plant, but the entire wall by the bathroom's been exposed. It look like Revek gets taken up by Lonely, who wasn't really paying attention, and Jordan's not gonna have a good debut. He has a double kill though, so he's doing well frag-wise, but he won't be able to get that plant down. Let's say Esports win round 1 in a very convincing fashion.
Indeed. Jordan tried his best. He almost brought it back, but couldn't quite do it. Perhaps it wasn't the best idea to push in from the service entrance, but really, at down 2v3 or 2v4 with that little time left, there's very little you can do. Where the round fell apart for Void, it was really that C4 excellently done by Lassie, that they had the camera over there, they called it out, and they took swift action. A lot of teams sometimes, they kind of take the time and they are a bit hesitant about throwing the C4, the communication is not clear enough, but Lassie doesn't seem to have that kind of problem right now. And a very nice 2K from Mizu.
I don't know if
Still sticking with the IQ.
I don't know if they actually tried to, yeah, I suppose it's a safe pick, but still no Capital. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, especially disabling like cool vibes here, it's such an excellent angle. You can disable so much with the extended area of effect that they have introduced with Phantom Sight. So very interesting. A lot
Obviously not interested.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of pros in other regions have mentioned how they think that Capital's changes have been overboard. Most notably, I would say, well, he's not a pro anymore. The coach for Team Secret, Helby, he was one of the biggest voices, I believe, on Twitter against the increase of the area of effect of Capital's firebolts.
Yeah, but Helby's against a lot of things, though. We gotta remember that.
That is true.
Yeah.
But, Vegas minor winner, so clearly his opinion does have some weight. And I believe they were
Absolutely.
consistently banning Capital where they could.
Yeah, we're not saying that he's got. I mean, if anything, Helby has a fantastic premonition on
Brain.
those things, and he's got an amazing talent as a
Yeah.
coach. So, that he likes to argue against most points made by Ubisoft. So, I'm not that guy. At any rate, it does look like Bachelor will be opening up the hookah door by just shooting it open, and Revek is doing a little bit of recon for the rest of his team. Unorthodox because you don't expect him to. Oh man, Syndronov. Now he's cornered and he has to retreat, get a little out of there. I feel like he's playing a little bit too far forward though. He should be a little bit further back. Oh,
And Syndronov gets picked up by Saber 2K. This is a good collapse from Void, but the problem right now from Lassie is that they're leaving Syndronov pretty much alone. There isn't much in the way of support from the rest of his teammates. They have to give him some support. A two-man roam, even against 5 members, if played right, can be insanely powerful. And we know the famous duos. One of them is Skies and Laxing. There's a reason duos are so well known, because when they roam, they can repel almost any attack if played perfectly.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to see how they play it out. I mean, they do have quite a lot of people actually just hanging on the outside. It does look like Avixis has to stop peeking that angle. He almost got taken out there, and he takes a little bit of damage, but he's still alright. So Lasse's still in a good position, but not anymore. Jordan picking up Daxam, and there goes the new guy. Both new players being taken out. Mizu, one of the older, more veteran players for the team, holds it down, but his brother Lonely gets taken out. So he's the one left versus 4 members. It looks like Void are going to be able to pick this one up.
Oh no!
Barely picks up this fight, gets concussed by another, and a second, and a third, and it does look like he will go down. Team Void win round 2.
Jordan is performing really well so far. So 2K in both the rounds played so far. Almost brought it back in the previous round. Pretty much won it here. So Void looking good, looking punchy. A bit of a misplay on the first round. I think if they had avoided the C4, they probably could have made a push at winning that round, though. It's all ifs and buts.
Yeah, all in hindsight, really. So hopefully we see some interesting decisions being made here because let's say you have to change it up just a little bit, but Void are still going for that intel heavy, basic kind of composition. Nothing wrong with it. It's a very safe decision to go with, but you're really relying on picking up frags and slowly dismantling electronics. Maybe a little bit of intel with the footprints.
So Ravek has been playing Heart Breach, and this is a bit different from his role in Airwolf. Back then he was more of a support operator. When he was on the team, Hysterix was usually the Heart Breacher, so now he's being allowed to play a different kind of role, and on Hibana he gets to flex a bit of his fragging capabilities as well. Two great guns that she has, flashbangs and free speed. Now the Mozzie, just lost my word here. The alibi being brought again by Syndra. I don't think it is the best idea. He's not been able to do too much with her.
He might have to just play her on site. I think he's playing her a little bit too far forward and trying to deny from too great a distance. He's being pinched out and he's being roam cleared pretty quick. If anything, it's not really his fault. It's just that Team Void are efficient at clearing out the roam before they attack the site, and that's working to their advantage, given the fact that he's all by himself when they do clear him out.
Oh, that is close. So Jibalsi over here on the upside down repel. There are two ways to deal with a roam game, or rather a roam clear. Either you play very passive, and now Saber2k has picked up Lonely, who was playing very lonely inside of VIP. So again, lack of the dual roam support. So yeah, there are two ways to deal with the roam clear. Either you push back with 100% aggression and you take the fight at every opportunity with as many members as you can throw at them. Oh, what great shot! Jabausi picks up the pings of the footprints and then takes out Sinratnov. So Sinratnov again not having any impact whatsoever here. 3 rounds in a row that he has just been taken out without doing much. Now pings being coming out for Mizu here as well. He has to scurry back to the Cool Vibes. It's a strong position for him now. Daxam, I am not sure whether he has any information outside. He's trying to get... Oh, careful not to blow the hatch.
He almost pulled that one out himself, so unfortunately. The Daxam has that C4 ready.
Oh.
He could have picked it up, but it does look like Mizu gets caught on a rotation and Jibalsi picks up a double kill. Daxam picks up one a second and a diffuser drop as well. So Daxam trying to earn his salt right now, but Bachelor picks up a Vixus and he's all alone over by the aquarium. It does look like they will start collapsing on him. He's got a lot of angles to try to cover. He sees one, he rotates through to the second, and he's gonna have to pick up the next few. But it look like Team Void pick up round 3 and they close in on him like pincers.
Yeah, that was excellent from Void. One play that I want to highlight from there, Jibalsi in the kitchen. They knew that Mizu was going to try the C4 again. They already fell victim to it. 2 members in the first round. And they're like, alright, this guy likes to play the vertical C4 game. We're going to disable that straight up. Just Jibalsi waiting patiently. And he collected a Mizu who wasn't quite expecting that counterplay from Void.
Counterplay is a bit of an understatement. They kind of read half of that quite well. So Void are getting pretty confident in the way they're playing so far. So I don't doubt that they could be going into a pretty good scoreline for themselves at the end of this map here on Coastline, which is going to be shocking for me because Lasay have been performing quite well and quite consistently. So we will be seeing that they are going back down to the kitchen, and this could work out well for them. They have a good track record on this side as well. Generally on the Pro League, it's got a good track record, but will they be able to stop the vertical play? Because Void are good at clearing out, and they might have to invest a little bit more upstairs.
Yep, let's see whether they can hold on to this bomb site once again. The C4, I don't think it's going to work this time around because Bachelor, he's still bringing the IQ. Previously, he just fell just outside of Blue Bar in the anti-chamber over there. So he couldn't do much against the Valkyrie. But the Evil Eyes are going to be a bit of a problem as well. The smoke that they're bringing with the Jackal, they're not going to be too useful if Jordan is unable to disable that Evil Eye. Wow, Bachelor just pre-firing in, almost hits the head, I think. Though I think he was behind 2 walls.
Oh, man. Voida pulling out all the stops, and it does look like they're a much stronger team than we saw them last. So this new lineup with Jordan and Rivek is looking very strong and confident. Mizu being taken out by Saber 2K as well. It does look like they have... C4. Yeah, no more C4 as well.
Oh no, Dax, he does pick up Saber 2K, but Lonely does land some shots on Jordan, but can't land the kill shot. Bachelor has picked up Lonely over there, so that is to his detriment, to his team's detriment. Jordan, I don't think he'll be too bothered about the low HP. He won't be the designated planter anyway. That's going to be the role of the Heart Breacher, Rivek.
Yeah, Avixis has to reload down to a third of his main clip. He does see the drone does catch him out there, but he's going to hold this angle as well as he can behind his Italian compadres. Hologram. Sinjanov all by himself on the other side again. I mean, he's near Daxam, but I think Daxam's still rotating around. They're waiting for the flank to come around, and they've just caught... Yeah, they're just waiting for him to peek out, and he just will be able to pick it up. There we go. Sinjanov picking up Rivek in a very uncertain manner. So Jordan picks up Sin on the rotation as well, but he's super low. Avixis picks up one with the spray. Half of his magazine going into that one as a good investment, and Daxam with a very nice double kill to save that one out. Will Lasay be able to clutch this one out, or Jordan bring in a new and big bang into his first debut game in the Pro League?
He's getting pinged left, right, and center. The Valkyrie camera working really well, but Daxam still falls somehow. Now he needs to fight the Maestro. He has a minute to win it, and now the Maestro pre-firing is kind of gonna give him away. And unfortunately for him, Jordan cannot land the pre-fire. Vix's great shot right there, using that Olga to its full advantage. So,
very close, very close.
Yeah, these guys are looking good on the kitchen, but not quite on the other bomb sites. So
I think it's just their roam. I think it's because they've got their new guys roaming. They've got Sinjanov and they've got Daxam. I'm not too sure if they're really, because they've got 3-man roam going on. They've got not 4 if you think about it, because Sin, Daxam were hanging around each other, and then on top of that, Mizu and Lonely were also hanging around each other. So you've got 2 soft anchor kind of roams going on, and
interesting.
Is it? I mean, it's not really working as well as it should, because they should be refragging for each other in a much closer time frame. But because they are covering quite a lot of ground, they are wasting a lot of Void's time as well. So it's a bit of a trade-off. It's not ideal, in my opinion, at least.
Yep, so we saw a 6-pick there from the Pulse to the Jaeger from Lonely, and I think that's the right choice, especially if you have no plan to directly counter the way that Void is countering your vertical C4. So the information gained from the bottom won't be that useful, and besides, you really need those ADSs, especially here behind the bar counter and in a few other places, depending on how your team wants to set this defense up. So, pretty good choice from them. They kind of baited out that they have no Jaeger, but not really effective too much, because what else is Void gonna do? Just bring more throwables? But then Jaeger is gonna counter that anyway. So Mizu with his Mozzie, let's see what he can do to help that roam game. Even a drone helping a solo roamer, it's going to elevate their game quite a bit, and I think maybe that's just that extra touch that Lasay needs.
It might very well just be. We're seeing Mozzie come in quite a lot these days as a pick, though. I mean, we haven't seen him being used too effectively or having too many cameras. Mizu being one of the more successful drone catchers, drone hunters, as I would like to call them. But only a handful of drone supported kills. So is his viability in the Pro League really there, or is he just sort of is that really just hopeful, wishful thinking?
I mean, the thing that makes him so attractive to pros is not even his utility. It's just kind of, he's got the great shotgun. It blows the wall apart like no other shotgun does, even though he only has 3 shots. He has a C4, he has 2 speed, he has 2 excellent guns. And then on top of that, he has a combo of information denial plus information use. So the information use really ranks at the lowest tier of everything, in my opinion. And I
Okay.
think a few other pros do believe that. So that's my speculation of how it really is. Although, as the meta evolves, we may see Mozzie gain more and more use in other ways, or he just may fall out of favor.
Yeah, because what I have noticed is that the Pest actually denies so much
Oh.
intel. Syndronov being picked up again, unfortunately, in a very awkward position.
Hatch.
Never really in a safe space, but Daxam gets a interesting kill onto Saber 2K quite fast
I like
on
that
the
hold.
on the luggage actually. Revect onto Daxam and as a refrag, and it does look like he does pick him up over from the corner. So an interesting rotation and catching him that way does bring it down to a one-man advantage over, and oh no, Vix is peeking the wrong angle again, and Bachelor taking him out as well. It does look like he will be quite in charge, and it comes down to just the two brothers to try to save this one out. Ping gets called out, Mizu just waiting for the right moment to catch him off guard, but Lonely's going to try to find a flank going on.
So what I'm really surprised by is that Void doesn't really care about getting pinged, whether that's to their detriment or to their benefit. They don't really care. And Mizu now, he's gonna pick up Bachelor and he's gonna try and get the second one onto Chibausi. Great pre-fire, but Revek, he's getting the plant down in the other bomb site. Now Nitro Soul does exist. Does Mizu have the information? No, he's gonna throw it up in the wrong spot. He throws it up at default, doesn't hit anyone. So unfortunately, no information there with the Evil Eyes or anything else, maybe a drone that he could have captured.
No, not at all. He probably is going to
Oh,
look
no.
to the left-hand side, but he won't catch anyone just yet. The rotation and the line of sight from the... Oh, no, it was from the from Aquarium.
Crossfire. It was good crossfire. He couldn't have won it unless there was a severe misplay from Team Void. So these guys, they're elevating the game every week. Last week we saw them. They weren't that polished. I assume you agree with me here, Lan.
Yes, I agree.
So what they've done in that 1 week only, that's very, very positive.
It's
from them.
tremendous.
They're
It's a huge
yeah,
level
they're
of improvement.
and they're doing that while integrating new members. I mean, wow. That is excellent. So, what do you think these guys can do with the double bar? This is the first time we are seeing double bar from them, I believe. They have not had success.
You know,
on
I
other
feel
bomb
like the double
sites.
bar is gonna. It's a site where you have to hold it externally. They're gonna bring the Valkyrie in with Syndronov, and that's gonna be a nice choice. The alibi really wasn't working out for him, and the roam game wasn't paying off as well. Maybe bringing a little bit more intel could be valuable, while Mizu stays on his own intel operator as well. So bringing in a little bit more, a couple of more sets of eyes there. Literally, black eye. We've got the evil eye. We've got all these eyes, man. It's like we're wearing glasses right now. You know, Mizu and his team need to bring in a little bit more, info. So if they had that, they wouldn't. Mizu could have got that C4 kill quite easily if they had a camera on site as well. They didn't have it this time. They're gonna have to change it up a little bit. It does look like camera will go up there. Pretty
Such an
obvious if you.
obvious cam, though.
Yeah, it's a pretty obvious cam.
That one's especially obvious. I mean,
Because it's against
I
white
talked about-
background. It's against white
Yeah,
background.
Exactly. We talked about unorthodox cams, and that is one, but it's also really conspicuous. But enough about Valkyrie cams. I just wanted to touch on one thing that Lasay are the ones who banned Mira, and on this site, Mira is one of the best operators that you really have. You can defend Blue Bow excellently from just sunrise and look down the kitchen hallway through that corner Mira setup. And I'm not sure if they expected that, but you know, let's see what Lasay can do with this on this last defensive round.
We go Revect taking
Unfortunately.
out Mizu, and there goes their roaming intel. And unfortunately, that means that they won't be able to use those drones early either. The diffuser is down by the office, and they've got a hatch. They've got a breach open into the posterior part of the bar.
Oh, you can't miss that.
You just barely see a Vixus. Syndronov gets picked up instead. It does look like Void are dismantling Lasay and reading right through them.
Plant?
So there we go. The plant is going
No
down
way.
quite early. 2 minutes still left on the clock, and they won't be able to stop this anytime soon. Daxam has to pick up these kills. If Vixus has to pick up some as well, it does look
There we
like
go.
2 come out from Lasay. But will it be enough? It's a 3 versus 3 situation. Another for Daxam. Oh, sorry, Lonely. And Saber is trying to hold a rotation by the hatch. Will it be enough though, as he tries to hold and push into the bar sometime soon?
Oh, he doesn't see him!
Doesn't see him at all, and Lasei wins this one because Void dropped the ball, unfortunately.
Oh no, the Thatcher, he walks in and he doesn't check his right properly. He hears the diffuser sound, but he doesn't check.
No,
and
I think it got masked by all the gunshots because they were firing like crazy.
I mean, oh no, the Maestro wasn't paying attention to him walking in, and he should have disabled the plant. And even the player coming in from the courtyard, he was just way too late on the rotation. And Void just throwing away a round.
Void had that, and this is a really tight matchup. So not only are Lasei being caught up for their mistakes or their sloppy defense right now, but Void is also dropping the ball when they've actually secured a pretty strong advantage. So unfortunately for them, Lasei were, like we said before, were able to exploit this weakness and actually catch them off guard. So you don't give that to Lasei. I mean, they're not doing so well right now in the Pro League, but they aren't a team without merit. They still went pretty well in the Challenger League. And Void, don't forget, Void were a team, despite having a big roster change, Void were a team that didn't qualify. So they're earning their salt now, for sure. They're earning it, but
that's a good Evil Eye. I like that Evil Eye from Bachelor.
Oh wait, no, I was wrong. Sorry, they were in the Pro League from last season. What am I talking about?
Wait, sorry, Void? Yeah, Void.
Yeah,
Void were in the Pro League.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Lasei, sorry.
Yeah, no, Lasei, that's right.
So Daxon's opting to go with the reflex sight on the F2. It has received a recoil nerf, so it is harder to control, but it's only marginally so. And Twitch with the reflex, I think it's an even stronger option than the ACOG, because it forces you to get up close and personal, and that is where the F2 is really strong.
And that's a good point of difference between submachine guns and assault rifles. Most assault rifles don't match up to submachine guns in terms of DPS, but submachine guns don't have the ideal damage output or drop-off rates, while assault rifles do. So this little bit of a change here is going to be interesting, but it hasn't felt like it's very long so far, and it's already round 7. It does look like Saber2K is going to throw out a couple of shots there. Almost gets taken out. Lost a little bit of health, but it does look like he's still quite well. Jabowski is going to be trying to push through and maybe support him from the corner by the Cool Vibe stairs, and Mizu's already pushing up right into the bar. Daxam gets taken out by Jabowski, and Jabowski gets taken out by Mizu. So a nice little refrag coming from their teammates here. It does look like Bachelor gets taken out by Lonely as well, and it's looking like a Lasei orientated round so far. Frag heavy.
I'm not understanding this defense from Void at all. Number one, they had no rotation in from the Sunrise, but number two, the Buck is literally sitting there. He's gotten 2 kills from Blue Bar, and Void just seemed utterly disinterested in dealing with him right now. They're on camps and everything, but they seem to have zero information about what this Buck is doing.
Yeah, Lasei Esports have finally found the bomb. Step 1 complete.
Yeah.
But in a 4-2 situation, it doesn't look good for them so far. Jordan's dropped super low, so New Boy here has a lot to work for. He gets concussed, and he might be able to throw out a couple of remote gas grenades. But Revek takes out a Vixus, and it's down back into a 2-2 situation. Yeah, I mean, he can waste 25% of that round, but Jordan's going to get dropped. He might get taken out as well, but we're not too sure how long he's going to last. The Diffuser's with them on the other side, and I think Lasei are going to go for a couple of frags here. Frag grenade goes out, trying to take out that Evil Eye, and so it will. As they push up through, Mizu still has 30 seconds to try to make something happen. He might actually catch him out as he rotates through, but Revek is trying to hold, and it's just the angle is... Oh, no! Mizu wins that one, and does look like Lonely picks up a kill at the same time. The brothers with a synchronized kill over in the billiards and luggage.
I mean, it's like playing on land, isn't it? When you have your brother sitting right next to you. Must be a fantastic feeling for them. We saw last season Array and I believe it was I forget him. Array and his brother, I believe Xander. Yeah, that's right. Xander on Frailty Spot. Yeah. So not Xander. That's the planet that
Wow.
Peter Quill. That's the MCU planet.
I'm gonna stop talking now.
Yeah,
I'm not
so,
ready for this MCU deep dive, dude.
Yeah, so excellent stuff from, let's say, right there, and Mizu especially. He pushed right into blue bar. He got one kill with that rotation hole, and then Void just didn't care, completely ignored him, allowed him to get a second, and then he had full health the whole way, and he collected the last frag onto Ravek as well. A cross angle is a bit tough to fight, but the ACOG, just helping a slight bit in that engagement.
Ooh, well, let's look at this next round here. Round 8, and it's still neck to neck. These two teams definitely deserve to be in that middle slot for that Pro League right now. And I'm basing that on the dominant performance of the top two that haven't really changed at all so far. So, good job so far. Coming back down into the kitchen and service, and I don't expect too much of a different play coming out from these guys at all. Honestly, I think it's going to be pretty standard for a for a kitchen hold, but they might pull off something little different. Claymore going to go in front of that door, just trying to cover any runouts possible. Probably over the underneath the window and by the actual runout for maybe the service entrance. I doubt it's going to be the service entrance, but definitely for the window above service. Ooh, wow. Daxam with the hot breach.
Yeah, Daxam jumping in quick right now, and we have the Zofia on the window. Question is Ravek going to go for that run out? No, he seems completely disinterested in that. If he had gone for it, I'm not sure if they have a cam there. He could have collected one. I don't think that Lasey would have put a Claymore there when they're not attacking Penthouse Theater. So it's good droning that I'm seeing from Lasey here. You can see that the drones are being sent out, and a quick follow-up from Daxam. So they check the area is clear, and Daxam moves in and plants himself there and ensures that anyone who tries to contest it will face the might of the F2.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's playing Twitch at more of a fragger instead of using her for utility. If he was using her for utility, then he'd definitely be playing her on. He'd be on the drone right now, but providing that gunfire support is definitely going to be on the main on that list here. So they've got Sinjanov on that IQ, so that's definitely all they really need for that. I mean, finally take out the Valkyrie cameras, and oop, it's too late. They know where we are. Opening a couple of floor holds here and trying to get some vertical playlists. Lonely from Lasey will be trying to catch someone up. Mizu takes a little bit of fire. Doesn't take any damage, but it does find someone hanging around Cool Vibe stairs. Doesn't know if it's Jordan or not. He throws a couple of shots out there. He's going to get caught out there. Looks away at the wrong time, and Jordan gets removed from this round. Mizu with that fantastic assault rifle.
This defense from Void is really, really poor. They're contesting angles that they really shouldn't be contesting, and they're not backing them up with refrags. So again, same thing with Lasey. They're playing very solo-like, and Jordan, he overextended himself in that engagement, lost his element of surprise. Now Ravek, obviously, on Valkyrie, one of his favorite operators, he's going to pick up Sin Retinov. And unfortunately, Yubauzi, again, similar to Jordan, just overextending. Mizu just plays it perfectly. The model of patience. Avexis is getting the plant down. And the C4 goes up, and he's going to collect one. But no, Ravek, he just hips fires. And Lonely with the pistol is going to collect him. And they are now up 5-3, let's say. And they're looking excellent.
It's so sad. It looks so sad because the C4 was on him when it exploded. So it just looked like he exploded. His model just like combusted. Like, sorry.
The funny thing was, Ravek was peeking left and right from the shield, and he was like, "Oh, I can't shoot this guy and shoot this guy." Then when he stands up to throw the C4, he finds the clear line of sight onto the guy, and he's like, "Well, the C4 is going out. Might as well use it." And that unfortunate.
Which is like, why didn't you just throw it from a crouch position once you saw him? But
I don't know, man.
It's a bit funny to see, but
a bit panicked.
I'm entertained nonetheless. So here we go, a very tight matchup between Void and Lasey, and Lasey are still pulling up ahead, but Void aren't out of the game just yet. It's not at a point where they might be coming into a draw because they're still. I mean, Lasey are close to reaching 6 points and bringing it into that draw phase, but can they pull it off or not? Void are so close.
Yep. Void they are falling a bit behind right now, so that is an issue that they'll need to solve very, very quickly. Their defense, this one needs to be perfect. They need to arrest this slide because they don't want to be losing 2 points at minimum, which they will if they lose this round, and perhaps even all 3 points. So Rebecca gonna throw an external camera, and now Sin Retinov, he didn't find the camera in round number 7, but it didn't really matter because Mizu was killing everybody back then. So let's see whether they can find it this time. It could just make the life a bit easier. Sin Retinov spawning from the front entrance, and he's gonna come over here to join Daxam for his push from the south side.
So, I mean, Void have looked so strong on that attack, but it doesn't look like they're as confident on the defense so far. A little disjointed and not really together. Not very cohesive, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If they brought it in together and they used a little bit more communication, try to cover for each other, they're essentially making the same mistakes that Lasay were making, except Lasay have a bit more experience together as a team. So the difference is that Lasay are able to communicate maybe just a tad better on that defense, but it's essentially the same mistake, all in all.
So Daxam once again together with Mizu, they're inside of blue bar, and Mizu, I assume he's going to try and get some vertical pressure applied. Saber 2K is going to be facing the brunt of this push now from the side as well.
Oh,
he's going to pick up Mizu. That is a misplay right there, I believe. But it could have just been the barricade, not breaking the same way as it did. Now he's going to be refrag. That was really
That was a
harassment
bully.
right
That
there.
was a bully
Cyberbullying.
session. Oh man, cyberbullying is a crime, guys. Don't forget. There's a hotline for that. There's a hotline for cyberbullying. If someone starts talking bad to you in ranked, that phone line exists for a reason. It's mainly for counseling. They can't actually do anything. If Vixus takes out Jordan, it does look like he will pick up that double kill for himself as well as he refrags over onto Saber, who took out Mizu. A little bit more utility being used on that wall by the hookah room there, and from the hookah balcony, while Revek tries to rotate through, Drone catches him out, and it looks like they might be able to catch him and push up there. One being picked up, Revek picking the refrag onto Lonely, Bachelor onto Vixus, and Sinjanoff on the refrag onto Bachelor as well. So it's a 2-to-1 situation. The C4 does go on. He might pick up one. And no, he's actually rotated. He's run all the way through to the main hall.
He doesn't know. Neither of the two know exactly where the other is. Syndra and Revek back to back right now is something straight out of a movie. And now Revek surely knows he's here. He's heard the gunshots, and unfortunately he can't do much. And Lasay are gonna be securing themselves at least a draw over here. But from the way they have looked and the way the Void have looked after the roll swap, this is going to be a win for them.
Yeah, so earlier in the first few rounds where we saw Lasay really fall off, what we did see is that we did see these substitute players who are playing more often now. We saw Sinjanoff playing on an external fragging role. I'd say fragging because he's playing Alibi in a very roamy situation, very far away from sight. So his job was to clear up the enemies before they actually get to site and before they get to do anything about getting into the diffuser, getting it down or whatever. But now that we're seeing him more in the back line with the IQ, supporting a little bit more, bringing a little bit more information, we're seeing a little bit better performance coming from the rest of the team. Mizu and Lonely being able to actually frag a little bit more freely now, and then Daxam as well taking point with that Witch, an operator that is meant to be a support but has so much firepower that you can't deny that she is one of the best operators you can pick in this current meta.
Yeah, indeed. I have to agree with your assessment there. I'm a bit surprised that we have not seen Gridlock at all in this matchup. From either side, not that Lasay seems to need it, really. They have been dismantling Void's defense pretty much on their own. They are running a very standard setup and is not something particularly incisive from Lasay as well. It's just they are executing it to perfection, and Void is unable to deal with that. Their roam game isn't very strong. And Revek now, he's going on the pulse. That's not an operator that he usually used to play, so a bit of a new situation for him over here. Can Void rescue a point here? I think it's going to be unlikely.
Yeah. I don't think it's likely either. at the rate it's going right now, but they have the potential. They naturally can. I mean, it's not like let's say are that much more skilled than them or that their players are so much better. It's just that I suppose Void, they're not used to being together as a team, especially with Jordan just joining the roster recently. I feel like if you give them a couple of weeks, they're definitely a good contender for that third, fourth spot. However, right now, I don't even know what that hologram is trying to achieve. I mean, if maybe they peaked it point blank, but on that side there, if it's, I mean, it's soft, but it's not exactly providing a lot of information, or it's pretty circumstantial. The Twitch drone might be coming in, actually roamed right past, and they're not going to be putting it forward. It does look like Bouncy gets double droned though. Picks up quite a few of them, but he takes out, but that Twitch drone actually takes out one hologram. They do see it.
Oh, that is exactly what was needed. Rivek giving the information and taking out himself as well. Now this is finally looking like a decent defense, but Jabowski gets pushed from the Aqua side. Jordan does trade back onto Lonely though. However, he runs out and gets picked off by Simritnov's Claymore. Not too shabby though, this upstairs hold from Void, all things considered. They now have left the attackers with only about a minute left. And now Rivek doesn't have his C4 anymore, but Bachelor does. I hope so, because if not, that is all their plant dinner off the charts and they're going to have to use their gun. Rivek trying to pump some bullets in through the vertical game, not going to get anything. So yep, he has his C4, Bachelor.
Oof, Rivek is still waiting for the right opportunity. He has no C4 on him, but he might be able to coordinate a C4 push with somebody else. C4 is on the wall. It won't pick up anything. Okay. Interesting place to put your C4, but I suppose he missed the shot. They will rotate down, and it does look like Mizu's trying to open as much flooring as possible in order to flush them out, but Void are pretty confident in their positions right now. They don't have to go too many places, and they don't have to travel too far either. Lasei look like they're going to have to get in with a pretty aggressive push. They only have 18 seconds to get this diffuser down, and it does look like Mizu might be able to pick up a kill. Maybe not. It does look like Avixis has to push through, frag right in, but he gets picked up from the bathroom. Bachelor holding that bathroom down with the SMG-11, the M59A0A1, but it does look like he does remove that out.
Oh,
does look like a Void round. Lasei had a good strong start, but unfortunately could not penetrate the defense.
So finally Void did what was required of them. They repelled that attack, that roam clear, with two members and then a third, Rivek, down below in the first floor, giving the information, picking one kill up of his own. So when they lost the second floor, they traded the men count 2-2, and they had wasted the time sufficiently enough. So when Lasei finally got to the bomb site, they were short on time. This is something that they were unable to achieve so far, Void, and now they finally have done so, but now they're going to have to defend Blue Bar and Sunrise Bar. Can they repeat the feat? Bachelor promoting himself to Doc over here.
Promoting himself to Doc, pulling out the big guns. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a spawn peek come up from Bachelor as well. I mean, he's good at it, but will he be able to make it happen is my real question, because that Doc, like we say all the time, it just allows him to play aggressively, actually take point, and actually challenge people, because he can overheal, he can take more risks. But how often does that happen for us here in the Pro League? Not very often. Most times we do see plays come out and they're quite calculated. Jordan is back on that alibi now, and first time for us seeing him do that, and gonna expend an impact grenade instead of using the bailiff. I feel personally finding the bailiff not effective on the new map Cafe. A lot of new terrain on that map, and some of the soft walls are actually a little bit more robust than usual. Having said that, the impact grenade will do the job. He's expended both of them though, so he's not going to make any emergency rotations. He might be actually looking to anchor down the point and play a little bit more conservatively. Not sure if they saw anyone behind that lobby main reception desk though.
I think it was Rivek. He took, yeah, there we go. He took 25 HP damage over there. We just saw him drop. He has the information though,
Oh,
and he's
no.
still gonna take shots in from the window of Blue Bar. Mizu being a menace yet again. He has been using this location and this angle to perfection.
He's flashed a little bit. Drone still finds him. They know exactly where
He's
he is.
dead.
Yeah, he's pushing. There we go. Elvixis picks it up. A very, very nice coordinated pincer movement right into that office, picking up now a rotation and breach into the blue bar, and they might be able to pick this up. I'm not too sure if they actually opened up the rotation into the courtyard where it makes that plant spot a little bit harder. No, it they've opened up the footing, but they haven't opened up enough to actually take a shot and or rotate in there. So if they get that plant down, they won't have many ways getting in.
Yeah, personally, the way that they dealt with that whole situation with the Pulse just now, I was quite unhappy with what the rest of Void was doing. Revek, he was caught between a rock and a hard place. He couldn't go into security either, and now the plant is going down from Avixis. Can they deny this? They don't have a C4. Mizu's going to pick up Saber 2K, and the plant's going to be successful. Battle picks up one. Jordan is traded off. Avixis getting his kill for himself. And great shot from Zoe.
No!
He's going to miss it because of the tree. Mizu has picked up one more and Lonely finishes things off. The dog falls, and so does the map for Void. Lasay coming out superbly strong after the round swap. They have looked nigh unstoppable on their attack, and they're going to take it 7-4. I can't wait to see the kill feed right now.
I can't even believe that tree blocked the shot. I thought Bachelor had that, but okay.
I mean, we've seen in the invitational. Look at that, Mizu.
Oh, Jabalsu,
Dean Lonely with 10. Wow.
These brothers flexing hard. I'm not even surprised they had that many kills. But congratulations to the Say for getting their first win here in the Pro League on our second week. So it may not be their last, but it may be their only. Will Void be able to take one out?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see whether